What's up guys, I'm your host AM Lee for mleesrobotronics.in, and today I'm back with another video of my Raspberry Pi. So this video is to show you the easy setup, and also to say it's a productive setup for you to program your Raspberry Pi and work with the hardware. So basically this video is not for those people who are looking to use the Raspberry Pi as a computer wherein you can interface it to a display device and do your satisfy your computing needs, but this is for guys who are out there to make use of the programming features of the Raspberry Pi along with the GPI. As you can see, there is no display device connected or any USB devices, so I'm trying to control and program my Raspberry Pi over the internet, so I need not have the hardware, the Raspberry Pi with me anywhere I go or anywhere I have my computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a wireless network here, and I can go and program the Raspberry Pi by sitting anywhere in the room. So I can run scripts, I can have scripts written and put into the Raspberry Pi, and I can run them, and I can have my work done. So I need not really sit right next to the hardware. I can sit and control the hardware from anywhere within the LAN network. So more to talk about more on that, let me just show you what you would require. So as I already told you, you would require the Ethernet cable. So here in my case I have the Ethernet cable plugged to my Wi-Fi device down there. So this is broadcasting the information through the wireless network, and the other connection that I have here on the other side is the power cable. So I'm using my Sony Ericsson micro charger cable, or the charger of the phone to power my Raspberry Pi. So the output of the charger is about 750 milliamps with a 5 volt supply. So that's good enough to keep the Raspberry Pi running for a long time. So apart from that, I also have the SD card which is running the Raspbian, the Debian version for the Raspberry Pi, and that's called the Raspbian. So this is all that I would need, and apart from that I would need my laptop, which is connected to the wireless network, and I will be using my laptop to do the programming and run the scripts on the Raspberry Pi. So as I told you, the basic advantage is that you would not first thing, you would not require a separate display device to connect your Raspberry Pi, so you can connect it wirelessly and remotely from another device. So that would save a lot of time with respect to coding. So in case you're planning to plug your Raspberry Pi to your display device, and if you're planning to run the programs and type the programs on it and run it, so probably that might eat up some of your time. As I told you, I'm not into using the Raspberry Pi as a computer, but in fact I have several projects which I will be building on the Raspberry Pi using the Python scripts. So as of now I'm practicing my Python scripts on the Raspberry Pi. So let me just show you the setup that I have. So basically the two tools that I'm using here is a PuTTY. If you can see that I have a PuTTY session running down there, which is connected to my Raspberry Pi. So this window, what you're seeing here is my PuTTY, which is connected to the Raspberry Pi. And the second software that I was talking about is a text editor. So this editor will be used to type in your Python scripts and run them on the Raspberry Pi. So let me just open that, and I'm using a Notepad++ text editor. So this is a freeware, so you can just type in Notepad++ in your Google search, and you can download a version on your PC. And what I'm doing down here is that I have a session running, a PuTTY session running, which is connected to the Raspberry Pi. So I will be using this interface to type in my commands, especially like running selecting and running a script, and the Notepad++ setup or this software would be used to write the Python scripts that I would be running. So what I have down here is I have configured the Notepad++ with the NPP FTP plugin. So what I have is you need to create a profile. So let me just show you that. So once you have your profile set up, so here you need to specify your Raspberry Pi IP address, and once you have it set up, you connect to it. So you connect it by clicking on this button. So once you have that connected, you can you have the complete Raspberry Pi file structure here, and you can specifically select a folder and you can have your files saved here. So what you're doing down here is you're not actually writing the Python scripts on your PC locally and then moving them to your Raspberry Pi. So alternatively, what you can do is you can type in your code and you can move your code using a WinSCP, which is again another FTP tool. So that would require again 2 more softwares, but since I told you I wanted to make and keep the setup simple, so I have the Notepad++, which has a plugin. So the plugin can be used, and I have the code down here. So every time I write a code there, I just let me just show you a small change. Okay, I just did some changes to the code, and I will do a save, and you should see the log down here which says that your file has been saved successfully, or your file has been FTP'd successfully to your Raspberry Pi. Okay, I'm doing that wrong. I'm already... Okay, there you see I would run the Python script that I have created. So there's just a sample script that would run. That would test some basic functionalities of the Python scripts. Okay, there you see the code was just executed. So this is a code that I have written on my Python. So this is a script that I actually wrote in the Notepad++ on my PC, and I then transferred the code to the Raspberry Pi. And I could run the script through the PuTTY session of the Raspberry Pi. So you can alternatively write your own code in the terminal down here, but when you look at the code visibility, it is not as neat as you can see in a editor like this. So this is the best and very easy to use feature that I just found out. So in case you guys are looking for something similar, so you can set it up on your own and save time in writing your own Python script. So that's it, guys. In case you guys want a detailed description, I would write the steps on my website, and I would leave the link in the description below, so that you guys can have go and have your own setup and do the programming. So that's it, guys. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Keep subscribe to my channel, and do like this video in case this video helped you in any way, and do leave your comments in case you guys want something specific about the setup. And yeah, that's it. Catch you guys later.